Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. You guys, today I am finishing up, excuse me, I gotta pull myself up here closer to my table. Finishing up my paper mache form, dress form. Now when I was away from the first video that I did go ahead and I took some Mod Podge and I did put it over the entire form so that all of the jelly prints that I used, because some of the papers were, heavier than others, some were tissue paper. So just depending, I wanted to make sure that it didn't come up. So I did do a nice coat on there after I have, had it molded around. I molded everything on there as best as I could. With the glue, and then like I said, I used the Mod Podge to seal it. So I did a really good coat on it, even on the bottom, just to seal it. And then I went ahead and I took a brown Distress ink pad by Tim Holtz, and I went ahead and I just hit just different spots with it just to make it maybe look a little bit more aged, maybe give it a little bit more depth in color. But that's all I basically have done to it since the last time. Now what I'm going to do real quick here is I'm going to show you what I'm doing for my pocket. I wanted to do a pocket or pockets or something on it so that I could use this, have it sitting on my desk so that if I had some scraps of some sort that I think that I might use on a project in the near future, I can kind of tuck them in here, and then they're sitting there, and then I always know that, hey, this, I really liked these scraps and I really might want to use them. So they're always within, sight. So what I did is, first of all, I've got these Jot push pins that I did get from the Dollar Tree. I love these things. If you guys can find them, I recommend it. I mean, in my art room, I can use them in my wall. They have a little hanger on them. So that is really nice. And I like that because I've got some pushed into my wall that I've hung things on. I've used them in projects, art projects, and I'm going to use them in this art project because not only will I have a pocket when I get done, but I'll also have a couple little hangers that I can hang some tags off of, tags that I may finish as well. So I'm going to just take out 2 of those for right now because I think that's all I'm going to need. But like I said, these things are really super, super awesome. You guys get some if you can find them. There's 40 of them for $1. I mean, it's a steal. Then I'm going to use this piece right here. This is what is called a tidbit of the Sea of Crescents from PM Artist Studio. It's where I purchase all my stencils from. Great mixed media tools. And so for this, I just decided to use the tidbit portion out of it. The other portion of it, let me see, I'll show you what they look like. Well, there's actually a picture of them right here. This is what they look like. But this part, I've already used it in some jelly printing. I will continue to use these 2. This I'm going to use for my pocket, along with the push pins. And then I'm going to also use my glue gun and some glue sticks, and knocking stuff over. Sorry for the extra noise. I tried to clean up my area a little bit before I got started, but I've been jelly printing all day long. Actually, my hands don't look too bad. They looked worse earlier. I wasn't aware that I got them so clean when I washed them before I started making dinner earlier. However, anyway, like I said, I've got this, and I have done a little bit of jelly printing with it, so it's got a little bit of color to it. I can add some more color to it as well. But what I'm going to do is I want to put it like around the waist, so I'm going to pin it to either side of this. And I actually did pin it earlier so that I'd know exactly where I had pinned it at. So I wouldn't have any problem with that when I got back on here, so that we wouldn't be on here forever and a day. So I've got the one side pushed in, and then what I want to do is I want it to hang loosely. I don't want it to fit snug. I want it to actually bulk out right here because that's going to end up being my pocket. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to do this to the other side as well. Let's see, where did I have my pin at? Trying to see where I had it exactly at. I see where I had the pin. I just don't know if I had the actual stencil pinned right there. Let's see here. Okay. I'll see here in a minute. I tried to get them as even as possible. Okay, so it's gonna, you know, hang open a bit. Yeah, this is a little, other one's a little higher. Let me see if I can fix it. I'm trying to. There we go. Let's see if that makes a difference as to how I wanted it. There we go. Okay, so then it hangs down and it's loose so that I can stick some things inside there, but I want to make sure that they're not going to fall through. So what I'm going to do, and we'll see if this works or not. I don't know. We're going to find out. Is I'd like to use the glue gun and put like a little beading underneath it to hold that closed. So this is going to be this is going to be like a big time experiment, guys, here on camera. So if it doesn't work right, well, then we'll have to go to a plan B. What that is, I have no idea. But I do have some colored glue sticks. I hope that they work well. I've got a blue one out here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, evidently had some clear in there. I'll just start doing it. Let's see here. So if I can hold it down, get it where I want it. And then maybe that'll kind of tack it. Maybe I can tack it down a little bit real quick so that it stays. Okay. Yeah, that did tack it down a little bit. Okay. Let me see if these work in here. There were some cheapy sticks. So, oh, I do have more in there. Okay. I'm making a mess now. I think I already had a stick in there still. So I'm going to use what I got in there now. Evidently I had some in there. I just like shot it all the way across my craft table. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing with this, is I'm just trying to get it beaded around here so that it stays on the form. And then that way it won't come off and all my goodies fall through the side. Try not to melt my little stick thing here. And you want to use a low temperature gun on this too, because you don't want to melt everything. Alright, I'm going to turn this way. See if it'll stick. There we go. And a little bit over here to the side. Alright, and make sure I got this side. This side I kind of got a little, a little bit on my finger. But that's one good thing about the glue gun, is that you can peel it right off if you make a mistake and need to get some off. And I do, because I got it all over the front of my, I guess I could leave it, right? Rather than peeling it off, but I took a little color off of there, but that's all right. Can always fix it, little faux pas. All right. I haven't used a glue gun in a while either, so, you know, there you go, right? All right. So that way, it's just going to leave that intact. And I really wanted my blue to show, because I picked out blue, so it would kind of just have like a different... My blue didn't come out. Hang on here, let's see. If I push through with my gold now, it'll start coming out. So I really wanted a blue stripe underneath here. Oh, come on. Ugh. Must be real low temp because it's just not. I can't get my other glue stick. I must have had a really big glue stick in there. Okay. And somewhere right here. Alright, for some reason my blue one is not wanting to come out. I don't know if my glue gun ain't working really well for some reason. I mean, it's like literally not working well. Something's wrong with it. Something is wrong with it. Alright, well, neither here nor there. It looks like I got a good bead on it regardless. So what I can do is I'll go ahead and I'll just take one of my alcohol markers I have here and color that portion of it. Now what I want to do is I want to make that kind of colored, so then you can also take your alcohol markers or stamp pad or whatnot you want to use for it. I'm just gonna take a few of these and color it in. There's lots of things you can do with little tidbits and pieces of stencil. If you don't use them for jelly plating, you can use them for, like I said, this. This I decided to turn into a pocket. And kind of painting my glue there. And more color over here to it. Should have just jelly plated this the whole way, and then I went ahead to have colored it. I was using inks earlier. Should have just put it down on my plate a little bit more, but that's all right. I don't mind coloring it in. Picking a few different colors. It doesn't take that long. And I'll probably tone it down too, because if it's real super bright, it's gonna not as muted as the actual form itself. All right, let's see here. More color. Some on this side. I'll show you what else I'm going to do too here in a second, once I get this all colored in. Let's see here. Let's see here. Some lighter blue. Right. More. This up front. And then I'm going to take a brown over it too. There we go. Just down here where my glue's at. Alright. one. Let's take a little bit of brown to it. Tone it down a little bit. Oop, that might tone it down way. I think that might be too much, toning it down. I guess it's alright. I could leave it like that. I can also take I could probably take that pad over it, but I just need to do that. Okay. Find a spot for that. So that way, see, it's all open, and like I said, I really want to tone that down. It's just too bright. Let's see here. I wonder if I could do it with. I don't know if I can use my little pigment ink here or not, but I'm gonna try without messing it up and ripping it off my ripping my glue after I sat there and glued it all. But I'd like to just make that just not as bright as it appears. There we go. That's kind of helping a little bit. Yeah, probably should have colored this before I put it on here, but that's all right. It is what it is, and you just do what you need to do when you need to do it, and hope it turns out for the best. But I think that kind of muted it a bit. Pad away here. All right, so therefore I have a spot for scraps. So for instance, let's see here, let's find some scraps. Well, actually here, let's do this. We'll just say, for instance, because I have got to get some scraps together. Let me see, what can I throw in there? I should have some little pieces of paper somewhere around here. Give me just a second here, guys. Well, heck. Of course, when you're looking for something, then you can't, there's nothing available for you. And I literally don't have any scraps. All right, let's see here. Let's just say I'll take these little stickies that I've got. I can put my little stickies in there for my notes. In fact, I might just use this for a note, holder that I can sit there and decide, hey, I want, I need to get this for my craft room, or I need to get that for my craft room. Now here I have some tags off of some clothing that I purchased. Once I get done doing the tags, see, I can hang them from my form and save those for when I want to make these up. So I can just hang those there. I'll show you here. Hang on. Oops. There we go. And just hang the tags there on the side. I got a spot to put little notes, some scraps of paper. If I want, I could even take and put a pocket on the back to put some, I can maybe put a longer pocket on it if I want, one that's deeper, that you won't see, but it'll be to the back of it that I can put some stuff in. But for right now, I'm just going to do this. That's the first, little pocket in the front, and my little tag holders, and that's it. So, yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. And like I said, you can hang right there. So I don't know if I can get my camera to go up. Well, I don't really want to mess with it because my luck, it'll fall right off where I have it. So I'm just going to go like this so that you can see that. And see that way. Once again, how the tags hang. So it's the side of that. So yeah. So anyway, that is that. So that completes that project. I'm going to be doing some jelly printing here real soon. You guys, I'm still trying to bring this up a little bit. I just really like to get the whole thing in there, and I'm just not seeing it. Just not high enough. All right. Anywho, you guys, so my next thing that I do, I'm going to be doing some jelly printing coming up real soon. So look for that. I'm going to be using different mixed media papers, doing my jelly printing, and show you how they turn out. So all right, guys, well, thanks for joining me. I hope you like how my project turned out. If you make one, I'd love to hear about it. Any comments, please let me know. I would be happy to help you or answer any questions. And happy crafting, guys.